For months, you saw him break down the election on NBC News, and then on election week, he just wouldn't stop, going vote by vote, county by county at his big board. Then he was named one of People's Sexiest Men Alive for 2020. Now Steve Kornacki is adding another title to his resume, football analyst. Steve is making his debut on NBC's Football Night in America this Sunday, and I am so psyched for you, Steve. This is too cool. But first, I have to ask, I have not seen you in person since election week at 30 Rock. How are you doing?
Well, I woke up yesterday afternoon finally, and no, it's been an interesting month. I'm doing great though, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to Sunday night.
So I know you're a huge sports fan. This must be such an awesome thing for you to be doing. What do you think it's going to be like going from analyzing the political arena to breaking down playoff scenarios for football? Yeah, no, honestly, it is. I mean, this is it's a thrill. I feel like incredibly lucky I got asked to give this a shot, and we'll see how it goes. I think there was part of me waiting to see this announcement yesterday to figure out it was actually real, and I wasn't just kind of imagining it. But I do think there is sort of a parallel here between what I was doing in the fall, really what I was doing all of this year, which was the road to 270. In different states and different combinations and different scenarios. If this one happens here, what does it mean over here? And I think we're going to try to do that now, for the road for the playoffs. So the calendar has turned to December. It's the most exciting time in the NFL calendar as those weeks dwindle in the NFL schedules and the playoff scenarios tighten up and just trying to make sense of them. I've just been, spending a lot of time kind of going through it this week and looking at different possible scenarios. And I'm getting jazzed like I do for an election. I can tell you that. Yes. Steve, I'm getting so excited just listening to you talk about it. I can't wait to see you on Sunday. And I know we don't want to give anything away. We want fans to be able to see it in real life. But what are you most excited for them to see on Sunday? What little bits can you tell us about what you're doing?
Sure. No, I think part of it is just going to be trying to kind of display not just what the playoff standings are, but hey, even a team that looks right now like it's in good shape, that looks right now like it would be in the playoffs if they started today, maybe their road the rest of the way is very difficult just in terms of schedule strength, in terms of what they're up against. And so while they might be the 4th or 5th seed right now, their odds of making the playoffs perhaps aren't that great. And maybe a team that's not in the playoffs right now has a much easier path. So I think trying to break down that aspect of it, there's the playoff standings you're staring at every day, and then there's the path ahead, and those can be two very different things.
All right, Steve, I got to ask you, let's talk some football here, right? I'm a Steelers fan. We are the only undefeated team left. We're 11-0. But I'm hearing and getting so annoyed about this. So many people say to me that the Chiefs are the best team in the league, that at 10-1, that they are a far better team. One of my producers called my Steelers my unimpressive, undefeated Steelers. What would you say to that? Who's top of your rankings?
Yeah, maybe they were saying that after that game against Baltimore the other day. But the Steelers, as you say, they're undefeated. You take a look, they're 11-0. I think they're probably going to be favored in all 5 of their remaining games. So the possibility certainly exists for them to get to 16-0. Hasn't been done since my New England Patriots a number of years ago. We know how that one ended. And you look at the Chiefs.
You were going to bring that up.
Well, it's painful to bring up for me as a Patriots fan, but you look at the Chiefs, they're playing from a game behind, and they got one game in particular on their schedule, I think, that's going to be a real challenge for them. They got the Saints coming up in a couple of weeks. So Kansas City's trying to make up a game on the Steelers, and they got a schedule that includes the Saints. That's a pretty challenging predicament they might be in there.
Yeah, I keep looking at the Steelers' schedule and saying we don't have such a bad schedule for the rest of the year, but you mentioned it. We didn't play so great against Baltimore, so any game could be the one that breaks you. Steve, I have to ask, because a lot of us have been wondering, do you play fantasy football? Because all I keep thinking, my God, I would die if I was in a league with Steve Kornacki. You would probably clean up.
I'm flattered that you think that, but I think I've retired. My fantasy days are over, and I think the ownership forced me out after some pretty bad seasons.
Steve, I find that hard to believe. I feel like you would just analyze the numbers to such an extent no one could keep up with you. Steve, it's wonderful to see you, and we'll be watching Sunday. I absolutely can't wait.
Really appreciate that. Thank you, Allison.
Talk to you soon. And you can, of course, watch Steve's Football Night in America debut this Sunday. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern before the Broncos take on the Chiefs in Kansas City.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.